This isn't about the food. It's about the right to be exclusive and say, I shop here. I buy my groceries here. I drive this car. That's what you're paying for, family. Exclusivity. Even if nobody else knows what the bejesus that product is that you're wearing, because we've never heard of it before. Good evening, family. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to do something a little bit different this evening. We're going to shift gears from the normal Ramsey and TikTok debt stuff, and we're going to look at the most expensive grocery store in America. And it's a store called Erewhon, which I have to be honest, I've never heard of it in my 57 years. In fact, I'm so underprivileged, I didn't even know how to pronounce Erewhon until I played the video. This video is by Weird History Food. That is the name of their YouTube channel. They have 500,000 subscribers, and they did this video about a month ago. I'm going to skip out part of the video in the middle where it talks about the history of the Erewhon, I guess, people and stuff. Really, I just want to know the same thing you want to know, exactly how much are the products in this store. So we're going to find out together. Thanks so much for joining me.
Erewhon Markets is high profile enough to have been referenced in a joke on South Park, but it's not exactly a household name. In fact, most Americans have never even seen one. So for the record, Erewhon is a chain of luxury grocery stores with 10 locations, all in California, 9 in Los Angeles, and 1 in nearby Pasadena.
So in other words, there isn't one in Eugene, Oregon, where I was raised, and there isn't one in Tampa, where I'm currently at. Okay, now family, I'm not feeling so stupid.
Little old lady the Beach Boys couldn't stop crowing about. And when we say luxury, we mean just that. Erewhon's prices make Whole Foods seem like a Dollar General. You'd think that would drive customers away, but it mostly does the opposite. Erewhon's ridiculous prices have made it the choice of celebrities and influencers, creating a buzz around the brand across the internet. And
we know that a lot of those influencers are broke themselves. I've always wondered just exactly how influencers make their living. I mean, I understand that they get marketing and branding and all of those deals, but the problem is a lot of these influencers, to make money, they have to spend a whole ton of money because they're always having to show the latest, the greatest, the best, the most bling bling, the most expensive drink. In other words, they have brands that of course support their living, but the problem is their living requires high maintenance dollar wise. So I've always, I'm not really surprised when you hear this influencer who is flashing their lifestyle around is actually broke. You can make a lot of money off of branding, okay, where somebody sponsors you if you'll, hawk their product or whatnot. But if you're having to spend a lot of money also, that typically will wind you up broke if you're not careful.
all over the world. Now, Erewhon is a grocery store, but it's nothing like the big grocery chains most Americans are familiar with. It does have aisles of produce and store-branded pantry goods, and it does count food like ranch-flavored kale chips, buffalo cauliflower, and a sushi sandwich among its most popular items. But
I'm sorry, folks, that's just not my dietary repertoire. I'm not eating it. I've never even eaten avocado toast. I love toast. I don't particularly care for avocado. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just, I mean, it's okay, it's all right. I might like it, who knows.
But at Erewhon, groceries aren't really the point. People come to Erewhon just as much for the store's wide variety of powders, gels, and supplements, which include kitchen staples like maca powder, sea moss gel, and chlorophyll, among many, many others. Erewhon locations are also popular for their cafes and tonic bars, where customers can sip on a smoothie or nibble on a snack while they shop. And unlike your corner grocery store, Erewhon is also known for their trendy branded merchandise, which includes things like tote bags and stylish hats.
Probably the same merchandise you buy at Walmart, but it just says Erewhon on it for about 500% more.
Big deal. At Kroger, you can get X-Men totes.
I mean, folks, something I've told my students is, let's face it, you can only make, so many hats. You can only make so many shirts. At some point, everybody's repeating. It's kind of like makeup. How many red rose colored lipsticks can you make that haven't already been made in the last 100 years by Max Factor? I don't even think Max Factor exists anymore, but it was really popular when I was growing up. It's kind of like, today's Revlon. But really, how many of those, how many, different colors rouge can you make? After a while, everybody just repeats the same stuff. I swear, okay? Everybody just repeats the same thing. They stick it under a different name. That's pretty much it.
As we mentioned, Erewhon isn't for the budget conscious among us. In fact, you might say it's one of those places where if you have to ask what anything costs, you probably shouldn't be shopping there.
And we wonder why so many wealthy people wind up broke. Forget people in my income bracket. I can't even afford to breathe the air inside the store. But you wonder, why is it that when people go, how do celebrities become broke? Rich people, movie stars, actors, actresses, how do they become broke? Because it's keeping up with the Joneses. And remember, the joke is on the Joneses because the Joneses are broke.
Exclusivity is a big part of its brand. For example, your average supermarket will charge you somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 for a 16-ounce dispenser of a recognizable brand of liquid hand soap. Erewhon's store brand hand soap, on the other hand, costs $26.
$26 for hand soap. For $26, it better not just wash my hands, but it better change my clothes, do my laundry and everything else, and style my hair. $26 for hand soap. So when it's almost like I gathered that the store is a place to see and be seen. In other words, it's not really the product you're paying for. Yeah, you're getting a product, okay? That should probably be, half or more off easily. But what you're really paying for, family, is to see and be seen. But here's the sad part. I've never heard of this store. So you go out and you buy yourself a $500 Erewhon outfit and you go toting yourself around town. Well, you better stick to the 10 locations that they have it in. What was it, California, some other place, right? You better stick to those 10 locations because no one else knows who you are. I would not have known. And it's like, am I supposed to bow to, yes, Erewhon hand soap, Erewhon clothes, Erewhon avocado toast. So it's kind of we're not worthy. I wouldn't know who you were. I mean, or who the project was. I would have no idea. And even though I've just now heard of it, I probably still wouldn't know if you showed up because it's not on my radar to shop at stores like this. It's really a place to see and be seen. To heck with the budget.
Now, in all fairness, Erewhon soap, according to their website, is eco-friendly and crafted with cedarwood, lavender, orange, and rosemary essential oils.
Well, be still my heart. And it goes on, I don't know if the guy says it, but it's enriched with coconut and sodium something or other, menthol isothenate, and laurel Well, you know it's a darn good product, folks, because we can't say it. I can't pronounce that stuff. Infused with botanical extracts and something to do with gargum. What the heck is gargum bean? There ought to be a law that if you can't pronounce the product, you probably shouldn't ingest it or stick it on your skin. Too late for me on that, okay?
But for damn near $30, it had better make your skin bulletproof, like Luke Cage, or to a lesser extent, Blank Man's costume. And it's not just the soap. A 6-pack of Coke can cost somewhere around $6 or $7 at a regular supermarket. But a 6-pack of Erewhon soda, which comes in ginger, green apple jasmine, and watermelon lime,
probably made with essential lavender oil and gargum. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Among other flavors, will run you 35 big ones.
Oh, now family, I don't know about you, but I thought that would be more expensive. $35, and look at, family, do you notice what's on the screen? Pay in 4 interest installments of orders over $50. If you are shopping at if you are shopping at America's most expensive grocery store and you're sticking this stuff on Easy Pay, Klarna, Afterpay, you is broke. This is why we can never be jealous of people who shop at places like this. There's this is how they be paying for it. They're doing it on Klarna Afterpay. Paying for if you can breathe the air of what's the name of, and look, I can't remember the name of the freaking store. Erewhon. If you can breathe the air of Erewhon, if the prices are so expensive that they're only to the exclusive wealthy, and yet they have to have paying for, because it means somebody is coming in that can't afford the product, but they're gonna buy it anyway.
Roughly $6 per bottle. Why so much? Well, according to the website, the soda is packed with 24 probiotic strains.
Again, be still my heart. We have 24 probiotic strains. Let's see, kefir. I think it's kefir. It's either kefir or kefir soda. Erewhon kefir soda. I'm gonna do a better job than this guy is that's reading this. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, Erewhon kefir soda is packed with probiotics and yeast to support a healthy microbiome. Each can is filled. Notice filled. It doesn't say half empty, 3/4. It says filled. Each can is filled with artesian spring water, fermented with kefir cultures and naturally sweetened with cold pressed juices. The rest of us just get our asses up out of bed and we drink some tap water through a really cheap Brita filter. That's how I do it. Now, the result of this kefir soda is a refreshing effervescent. How many of you can spell effervescent without looking? I know I can't. Back on track. The result is a refreshing effervescent drink without any refined sugars or artificial additives. Us commoners are stuck with the rest of that stuff. Available in 4 refreshing flavors: pog, green apple, jasmine, watermelon, lime, and ginger. Okay, I thought I did a pretty good job on that.
And it supports a healthy microbiome, enhancing digestive wellness.
I thought the body had its own digestive system, and you really don't need to mess with Mother Nature. I mean, the internal cleansing diet, we're going to do all of that. A matter of fact, my doctor once told me, stay away from all that stuff. Your body is designed to cleanse itself. All the extra stuff is just garbage you're wasting your money on. But hey, if that kefir soda, paying for, like I said, don't be jealous. There's a reason paying for exists. If everybody that walked into Erewhon could afford it, paying for wouldn't even exist there because nobody uses it, but somebody does.
Sure, Coke doesn't do that. But that is just the tip of the eye-poppingly priced iceberg at Erewhon. A gallon of milk will set you back $20.
Oh, hell, that probably runs at Walmart sometimes nowadays. Raw milk. Okay, I wonder if it's pasteurized. They say if you don't drink stuff that's pasteurized, you can get botulism and die an early death. I'm just saying. Take the risk on raw milk.
A 64-ounce bottle of water is $26.
Wait a minute. Now, I'm going to look at this water and see if this water looks any different than the water I have in my kitchen, in my kitchen cupboards. I'm looking at this. I don't see any different, but it does say Sephora on it. Interesting.
And 32 ounces of orange juice cost $15. Breakfast has already cost you a tank of gas, and you haven't even made it out of the beverages yet.
They apparently don't drive the Toyota Corolla hybrid that I have, because I can go on a tank of gas for $10 a week.
Speaking of which, if that sounds nuts to you.
Anybody want organic bergamot juice? I swear, family. Okay, the more expensive the product, these juice products have become, the more disgusting they sound. I'm sorry. You wake me up. Would I like organic bergamot juice, or would I like some, what is it? What's that company that I really like? Is that Florida orange juice? Okay, extra pulp. I'll take the Florida orange juice with extra pulp. There is something very suspicious about the word bergamot. It's not in my everyday vocabulary. I don't know what it is, where it came from. Is it a color? Is it a person, place, or thing? I do not know what bergamot is. But I'll just stick to my regular drinks. And don't forget how much money these cost. Remember, we're at the world's, no, I keep saying world. We are at America's most expensive grocery store. Organic bergamot juice.
You wait till you hear what the nuts cost. It's 25 smackaroos for 18 measly ounces of almonds. Also, 17 ounces of balsamic vinegar will run you 50 clams.
Jeez, I don't even like balsamic vinegar. Ew. I don't like balsamic. I don't like vinegar. So I wouldn't take it if you gave it to me for free, much less paid $50. Remember, family, this isn't about the food. It's about the right to be exclusive and say, I shop here. I buy my groceries here. I drive this car. That's what you're paying for, family. Exclusivity. Even if nobody else knows what the bejesus that product is that you're wearing, because we've never heard of it before. But it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're important inside. Does this seem familiar somewhere? What product have we in the United States have that I discuss on the channel that makes you feel good? It's probably going to cost you a crap load of money because you don't know how to use it. You've never been trained. But the whole point is if you use it, it's going to make you feel special, even though honestly nobody else gives a rip. Oh yes, you are right. It's the credit card. This, in my opinion, is nothing more than the credit card in grocery store form. That's what it is. People use credit cards that can't afford them, correct? People are shopping at this store that can't afford it, and we already have the evidence paying for. People are shopping at this store because it elevates them mentally. It makes them feel like they have something exclusive, something special. Credit cards do the exact same thing. It makes you feel emotionally elevated. People shop at this store, perhaps that really don't understand how to shop smart. Okay, maybe they don't have to, but those aren't the people we're thinking of. Okay, yeah, they're the super wealthy. They can shop at this, and this is Publix to them. But I'm thinking the average person walking in that's trying to be an influencer, okay, and they're buying all this stuff, but in the end, they're going to wind up broke. This is nothing more than the gold card that I fell for when I was in my early 20s and went bankrupt on in my very early 20s because I thought by, owning it, it made me feel special. This is America's exclusive gold card. The Erewhon shopping store. That's what this is. Think of this as a credit card. People can't afford it, but they're going to shop there anyways. You probably don't give two rats butt that someone shops there. Neither do I. All right. But when I had my gold card, I thought the whole world was looking at me because I shopped, because I could put down my gold card when I paid for the clothes that I didn't have the money for. Change the way you look at things like this, and you'll realize there's a sucker born every minute that's buying this stuff.
16 ounces of yogurt will cost you 24 simoleons.
16 ounces of yogurt for one person. Now, there will be people who go, oh, this store isn't for every day. This store is for something special. There ain't nothing special enough in my life that I'm going to pay, let's see, $75 for a bottle of salad dressing and and 2 cups of yogurt. $75. There is... I'm sorry, my hiney is not worth all of that. It's just not. $75. People go, oh, but this is just a special occasion. Remember what I told you just a few minutes ago. I want you to think of this like a credit card. How many people go, oh, I'm just gonna buy this one thing with the credit card and I'll pay off. Oh, I'm just gonna do this. This doesn't happen a lot. This is a special occasion, and before you know it, it gets out of control. Because of the way you believe that card is elevating your life. So people shopping here. Oh, I'm just going to pay one time. I'm going to get a $50 bottle of disgusting vinegar dressing. I don't know if it's disgusting. I don't like vinegar, okay? I'm going to get a $50 bottle of vinegar dressing, which I think was also like 2 cups. And I'm going to get 2 cups of this non-dairy super probiotic coconut yogurt. I practically expect to hear a colon cleanse at the end.
And 32 ounces of maple syrup will drain you of 43 greenbacks. Heck, the same rotisserie chicken that even Whole Foods only has the stones to charge $12 for costs $22 at Erewhon, which is all.
And they probably get it at the same place that Costco and all that, or Whole Foods, whatever, gets their chicken at. People, if you know anything about the food industry, there aren't that many food manufacturers. There really aren't. Tyson owns pretty much everything. You are not, my age, I understand well enough to know that we buy a lot of the same stuff. It's just branded differently. The same pair of jeans sells at Walmart, sells at Nordstrom's. Just two different labels. Change the color of the pocket. We get suckered all the time. I'll give you another little secret about for the ladies. Did you know almost you know how when you go buy a sunscreen, right? There's body lotion sunscreen you put on your body, and then there's a sunscreen you put on your face. The one you put on your body, if you're lucky, it might be a 16-ounce tub, maybe not that big, but 10 ounces or so. And then the sunscreen you put on your face comes in this little baby bottle that says 4 ounces. I challenge you the next time you go to the grocery store, go to the same line. Okay, the same company, like let's take Clinique, because Clinique is notorious for this, as are many other companies. They tell you that the first few ingredients, and it's true, because ingredients are listed from the most used to the least used inside the product, okay, the biggest quantity to the least. Almost all the time, folks, you can look at those first 5, 6, 7 ingredients and they're exactly the same thing. But they fool you into thinking that these products are different. So you go and I'm just going to stick with Clinique. You go and you buy the Clinique face sunscreen, a little baby bottle, 4 ounces, and you're going to pay $20 for that little baby 4 ounce. If it's even, heck, I don't even think it's 4 ounces. I think it's even less, okay? Probably close to like 2, 3, depending upon the line you go with. But either way, it's going to be a little bottle of face sunscreen. Go look at the big bottle. That's a body, and it says so, it'll say body, and you will find almost every time those first line ingredients are the exact same thing. We are fooled to believe that what we purchase is supposed to match. Our face is small, so the bottle companies know, make the bottle small. Even though 75% of the ingredients are the exact same thing, if not all of it. Okay? And we know body takes up more, so we put into a bigger bottle. I will tell you, I've had people ask me for years, how does my skin look so good? Because I have never bought stuff, partly on a budget. I've never bought stuff strictly for face. If it's good enough for my body and it's a light, airy type product, it's not something super thick and emollient, okay? But it's just a light, airy product, lotion that you put on your body. Guess what? My neck goes straight up. Oh, gee, all the skin's pretty much the same. So unless you have sensitivity up in this area, what you stick on your body, you can stick on your face. I am telling you that I believe a lot of the times stores like this, they're buying the exact same stuff and they're just selling it under different labeled names. How many places make chicken? Seriously. How many places do candles? On mass scale, big bulk. Okay? It would not be, think about this, family. It would not be cost efficient for a store like Erewhon. No, I think Erwin was a counselor I had when I was 10. Okay, Erewhon. I think that's the name of the store. Erewhon. It would not be cost efficient, in my opinion, for some company just to serve Erewhon. That's it. That's all they're going to serve, 10 grocery stores. That's not efficient for a company to do that. But what would be, thinking in terms of manufacturer, but what would be efficient for both Erewhon, the store, and the manufacturer? Hey, we'll take a product that we already mass produce for the commoners, pointing to myself, okay, and we'll just modify it ever so slightly and say it's exclusive, and we'll sell it at your store. Don't you think for a minute that organic bergamot beet juice with crab in it, or whatever the bejesus it was that we saw earlier, don't think for a minute that is the only place that they sell it at. It would not be cost efficient to a manufacturer to only sell to one store and that's it. And it's a store that only has 10 locations. What manufacturer wants to do that? Just something to think about, family.
All to say, coupon clippers need not apply. But why did...
Coupon clippers need not apply, but we do provide Klarna Pay in 4. When you really get down to it, do you see how you get suckered into this stuff? You see how you get suckered, and you go home feeling like, oh man, my broke, butt can't do anything. They got Pay in 4. Always remember that.
Being so expensive most human beings can't shop there become part of Erewhon's DNA. To answer that, we need to go back in time a bit.
Okay, I'm going to skip the DNA part. I generally do not care about the DNA part. Let's go to celebrity endorsements. Let's see who's following who. Remember, this is all about seeing and being seen, family. I have to look at a photo like that. What message does that give you? You know what I think? When you have to flash money like that, the first thing I think is just your ass is really broke. Seriously. When was the last time you grabbed a bunch of ones, made your fishy lips, okay, whatever it is that people do with their Botox. Okay, when was the last time you had to do that? Did you ever feel a need to have to do that? It's just something to think about. This tells you that they're the most broke. These are the ones who are using Pay in 4. And for God's sakes, are holding up $1 bills. If they really wanted to look rich, at least get some hundreds in there, even if they're fake. I'm just saying.
Arguably started in 2014, when they opened their second location in the foothills of Calabasas, which is the kind of place you're likely to run into a Kardashian. Then in 2018, Kanye West mentioned the store in a tweet, sending legions of his fans scrambling to get Erewhon merch, which at the time...
I have never been the type to follow a celebrity because they drank something, drove something, or bought something. It's not something that I have ever been interested in. No hate, no jealousy. It's just not something I've ever been interested in. So-and-so wears this, so we are going to run out and go buy it. So-and-so drank this, so we're going to go buy it. I'm somewhat lactose intolerant. Just because they drink the milk product, I may not be able to drink it. I've just never been one to go buy it because a celebrity bought it. I've never done that. Scouts on it.
Time only existed in bootleg form. But what really helped turbocharge the chain's popularity was the COVID-19 pandemic, which arrived in 2020 and made grocery stores one of the few places outside of the home people could still visit. The pandemic encouraged Erewhon to make more use of online influencers.
And $22 for that smoothie. $22 for that smoothie. That's for one person. Bring the wife and kids, honey.
And to that end, they partnered on a celebrity smoothie with the well-known TikTok creator Tinks. If you're
suckers
over the age of 30, most of these words are a total mystery. But the promotion was so successful that celebrity smoothie partnerships have since become a regular centerpiece of the Erewhon brand. Celebrities like Bella Hadid and Kourtney Kardashian have gotten in on the fun, and the smoothies, which will lighten your wallet by some...
Okay, it says harmless harvest coconut water and coconut yogurt, milk almond, Chit-Chat charcoal. Oh, well, it's got to be good if it's got charcoal in it. Neocell hyaluronic acid. I would challenge half of these people that buy this stuff that claims it's so poshy and bougie. I bet they can't pronounce it any better than I can.
Somewhere between $11 and $20, remain Erewhon's most buzzworthy product. In 2022, for example, Erewhon exploded on TikTok after the Hailey Bieber-endorsed strawberry glaze smoothie went viral, kicking off a tidal wave of Erewhon-themed content that earned hundreds of millions of views. The combination of the high prices and the high profile...
Those look like every other muffin I've ever seen. I mean, I look at a lot of this stuff and I other than the name of those drinks that I have no desire to touch, it all looks pretty much the same to me. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be and all of that because it is Erewhon, but...
Endorsements have made Erewhon the kind of place where celebrities are regularly spotted, including...
And what did I tell you? It's a place to see and be seen. Okay, I don't need to hear about every celebrity that ever shopped there. Let's move on. Oh, check out that store. I bet there's a lot of bergamot morning juice there, family.
Relatively small, and according to the company, each location is specifically designed for the surrounding neighborhood. Keeping with the greater theme, the interiors are done with natural materials, and areas like food kitchens are left exposed, reassuring consumers their prepared foods have nothing to hide.
I always thought there was something suspicious when I would go to KFC and you can't see anything that they're cooking, but all you can hear is sizzle, sizzle.
Shelves are lined with picturesque products that have packages which would appease the palate of even the pickiest graphic designer. And the produce often looks virtually untouched.
Does that look like anything different than what you've seen? It does look better than Walmart, though. I gotta be honest, that looks a step up from Walmart.
Which is probably because most of it is. That's because most of Erewhon's clientele don't come to Erewhon for the groceries. Prepared foods are much more popular, and it's not unusual to find those sections of the store far more crowded. As we've repeatedly mentioned, the prices almost defy reason. One TikToker found that even a relatively small haul of
Says here, I spent $400 at Erewhon, and these are the 5 things I would splurge on again. Jesus.
groceries could cost nearly $400, while another spent over
Oh, heck! $400? Talk to anybody today. You can spend that at Costco and probably get the same amount of stuff if groceries have gotten so bad. You know, there may be a day, family, when Erewhon becomes the reasonable price store and the rest of us commoners are overpaying for everybody else.
$1,000 on just the ingredients for nachos. Although, in fairness, they did use an entire tin of caviar in their recipe.
I will stay forever poor if it keeps me from ever eating that caviar that literally it don't look good. I'm not doing caviar, not doing it.
For those with weeping wallets, $100
And Klarna paying $4.
can buy you a cafe membership, which includes a 10% discount on everything you buy, plus 1 free drink a month. And because this is Erewhon, there is always a more expensive product to buy. In this case, it's the highly exclusive Membership Plus program. Given the store's already astronomical prices, the so-called discount program, which arguably doesn't really save you all that much, has proven to be.
Why do rich people need a discount program? If you can shop here and the prices are so expensive that if you have to ask what they are, I mean, picture it, family, okay? You're going into America's most expensive grocery store. Excuse me, cashier, can I ring this up in 4 payments and can I please join your store discount program? Isn't that that's irony. I should teach that to my students. That's irony. You're in the most expensive store in America. You're supposed to be seen and, let's be seen. You're supposed to be these great influencers, endless, boundless money, and you're trying to find a discount program. Just think about that, okay?
To be somewhat controversial. Which brings us back to our initial question. Why is the food at Erewhon so damn expensive? Well,
because we are, at least in the United States, we live in a society until people have matured financially, and some never mature financially and will forever remain broke into their elder years. We believe that being showy and buying things will not only elevate us personally, but it will elevate us in the eyes of people that we either would like to be like or people we believe we are above. Now, I am not saying this is always the case. I am sure there's someone who can shop at Erewhon and just simply go in there and truly get themselves a treat. I get it. The bergamot juice is the in thing. I understand. But this is why we can do it. Why is it that in the United States, credit cards can be promoted as socially elevating when really no one gives a rip what credit card you're pulling out? And most of the time now, at this age, I'm glad that's your bill and not mine.
Well, according to the company, the food costs as much as it does due to the cost of the high-quality ingredients they use. And there's probably at least some amount of truth to that, but
some amount, not all. Thank you.
Critics have suggested that the food at Erewhon is so pricey because what they actually sell is the notion that expensive things are better. It's called
image.
Called perceived value, an old salesman's trick that fools customers into thinking an expensive product is of higher quality than a more affordable one.
Do you really think the eggplant at Erewhon is better than the eggplant at Whole Foods, which is better than the eggplant at Walmart? Well, probably any eggplant is better than the one you buy at Walmart. But like I said, folks, it's not, and I said it early, family, it's not about the food. It's about seeing and being seen. It's being able to hold up a $22 smoothie. Have you ever noticed how a lot of people, influencers, of course, which have a very high, high expensive, high maintenance lifestyle. And they'll always go, oh man, I can't believe this Starbucks is, $8. Meanwhile, they bought it, they're holding it, and they probably have a second one later on in the afternoon.
And it's hard to believe that the people behind Erewhon would be totally unaware of it. The other, much less charitable criticism is that the point of the store's high prices is to keep out the poors. Erewhon's
I think they get an A+ in keeping out the poor and the middle class and even the upper middle class. This is for the rich. Okay, here's the thing. Just like they said, the concept is that it's for the rich. But guess who it's really for? It's for the middle class who want to be rich, who want to think rich. It's like they will tell you, I read an article, and it was talking about how brands like Coach, Louis Vuitton, they're not what the super rich buy. They're what the middle class, lower middle class, and even the poor buy. Because we're trying to emulate being rich. I don't try to emulate being rich. If I go in and I ever go buy myself a Coach bag, it's because I just want a Coach bag. But there are a lot of people who buy this stuff, and what they're trying to do is elevate themselves. That's what this is really all about. It's not about the product. No one gives two rats butt if you were a sucker and just paid $22 for a smoothie or $50 for a bottle of vinaigrette dressing.
exclusionary pricing all but guarantees that only the mega wealthy can afford to shop there, regardless of whether that was the intent. And while we understand...
No, because think about it. There aren't that many mega wealthy people to support such a business. No, really, think about it. What is the one thing most businesses need to really make money? They need to tap into the middle class. Why do you think so many stores today, big name stores, are losing money? Come on, folks, if it was just about the rich, then the rich would be able to keep stores like Macy's going. They'd keep Target from having to close doors. For God's sakes, I mean, if the super rich is what made businesses run, they don't need us. But what happens, okay, Econ 101, from what I understand, when the middle class loses money, they say nobody makes money. Yes, the rich will always have their little, ta-ta-ta places to go visit and stuff. But even Erewhon, a grocery store, they want to make money. And Erewhon is smart enough to know we want to be the Louis Vuitton. We want to be the Coach handbags. We want to be the gold card. We want to be what everybody in the middle class wants. I mean, not everybody. You understand what I'm saying, okay? We want to be, we are going to be the grocery store. We are going to be the Coach bag, the Louis Vuitton bag. We're just simply a grocery store. We need influencers. Because let's face it, folks, who do influencers promote themselves to? It's not the rich. It's the people like you and me. That's what this story is really all about, you see?
Understand that Tom Cruise can't exactly shop in peace at the local Ralph's. Not that he does his own shopping. The rest of us will just have to fog up the windows, staring in from the outside.
All right. Again, folks, this was from Weird History Food Channel. Don't forget to subscribe to their channel. The most expensive grocery store in America. Folks, this was fun. All right, guys. Time to head to bed. I hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you this weekend. All right? Talk to you later, everyone. Bye.